All right, welcome back. Well, as you can see, focusing in on COSATU's 12th National Congress that's taking place for the next 4 days. And the question that we're asking you this morning, and we'd love you to contribute to the conversation, is what do you think is actually going to be coming out of this 12th elective Congress? Live, your comment to 33726. That SMS will cost you R1.50. And also, you can also write to us on Twitter, and we'll be able to read that for you as well. Chris and Bart already commenting, saying, for me, it's just one of those ANC gatherings, nothing to do with the workers. They want to make sure the ANC stays in power. Well, that's just something. So we need to most definitely continue the conversation. Write to us. Ayanda is there. Ayanda, it's over to you once again.
Well, a very good morning to you once again, Leanne, and we continue with this live broadcast from Midrand. Gallagher Convention Centre is where we are today for the 12th National Congress of the Congress of South African Trade Unions, otherwise known as COSATU. Leanne, about 2,500 delegates will be participating today, but let's not forget that they'll be representing around 2 million workers nationwide. And we do know that they're drawn from quite a number of sectors. I believe about 18 affiliated unions also devising affiliates of COSATU there. And one of them, perhaps even the most topical, the National Union of Mine Workers. And they've gone through quite a tumultuous period themselves over the last few years. And let's also speak about the possible retrenchment of their workers. I'm now joined by the Deputy Secretary General of the NUM, Mr. William Mabapa. A very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Morning, Ayanda.
We go into this Congress with some looming retrenchments. Are you concerned at all?
Yes, Ayanda, we are highly concerned about the retrenchment. Our database from yesterday shows that we have got a potential of losing close to 23,000 members from the retrenchments. So it is a concern.
Over and above the retrenchments, we do believe that the numbers have been fluctuating, especially with the increase in members to AMCU and some unions or mines, I should say, recognizing AMCU and talks of whether or not the NUM is being recognized in those mines as well. The dwindling figures, is that also a point of concern for you?
It will always be a concern from our side. But we want to state it clear that in terms of competition, that is the game that we are prepared to fight or to play. And we don't worry much about the competition. What worries us most is the issue of the retrenchment. When a person has been retrenched, he has lost a job. That is the most difficult thing in the lifetime. But when a person has joined another union, I don't think that we must categorize that as a most problem, because that member, we still have a potential to recruit and get that member back. But a member, when he's retrenched, you don't have a guarantee that you can still get that member back.
There have been various efforts to try and curb job losses in the mining industry, especially coming from COSATU. Let's talk about the 10-point plan that looked into making sure that job losses are mitigated. Has it worked? Will you be reflecting on it? Will you be tweaking it or adjusting it? Let's zone in on it a little bit and expect to get something from it today. What will you be looking into?
Yeah, I think we, as from the NUM, we had a caucus yesterday. We are very much resolute that we will want the COSATU to take some of the resolutions that the government will have to take them into account. We strongly believe that the 10-point plan to cap the job losses, that was never honored by the employers. When we signed the agreement, 2 days after signing the agreement, even a week after that, we got more than 7 to 8 Section 189. So that clearly indicated to us that the employers were there just to be with us, but they did not come there with conscience and heart that whatever they signed there, they are going to honor. We strongly believe that, yes, we have signed the document, but the employers are now working against the very same document. We believe that the COSATU must take a resolution that must be negotiated with the government and the ANC, so that at least now we believe that maybe the government must start to make some bills that will assist in terms of job losses, rather than relying on the agreements that are not well binding. You know, we signed the agreement. It was supposed to be an agreement that is binding, but the problem is we did not sign the agreement with specific employer. So any employer can say that legally, I did not sign an agreement between trade unions, including NUM, and my company as a binding document. So that was just an agreement that was signed. To me, that is a very, very generic agreement that doesn't bind individual mining houses. So therefore, we believe that either that must be done in a different way, either in terms of the act or either in terms of just a binding act.
Something more specific.
Yeah, more specific.
Yeah, targeted.
That one is not binding. Yeah. So there is a way that employers are running away from it. They know we don't have any legal to go to court and say you are not doing what you have done, because they will be saying we did not bind. I can give an example. If Impala retrench, they will say, as Impala, we did not sign this agreement as an entity. Therefore, if we want to retrench, we are in liberty to retrench. So we think that to cap the job losses, yes, currently there is a big job losses in the mining industry.
What sort of figures are we looking at? What sort of numbers are we looking at?
That is why we are saying the latest figures that we were checking yesterday when we were in the caucus preparing for the Congress, so that we give the correct figures. We were having a database of 23,000.
Wow.
Those are the figures that we got from the Section 189 that we got from the companies. As we speak, some has been there was Section 189 process facilitated by the CCMA. As we speak, majority or half of that 23, they've already retrenched. So we are no longer talking about discussing with the employers. It's a done deal issue. We have got documents to prove that these workers has been retrenched.
So I take it that's the focus that you'll be bringing into to the Congress. I mean, there are a number of issues here. There's the mechanization of mines. That's one topical issue. There are a number of things that you can look at. I take it the joblessness, or the job losses to be exact, is one of your key focuses.
Yeah, the job losses is one of our key focuses. We have got more than 10 key focus issues as NUM that we believe that this Congress must resolve. But let us raise the issue of also mechanization. So our experience is that yes, we are threatened by the wedding of mechanization. Let me say that in South Africa, there is no company that can say we have got this machine, we are just going to install them. We believe that if companies are going to mechanize, they are still going to spend millions, and they are paying our members poor salaries. And our expectation is that even when they can mechanize, the people who will still be doing these jobs will be our members. And we expect that when they do the job under mechanization, now they will do what we were trying to say, that they must give big salaries, because with mechanization, they are not going to give small salaries. They are going to give big salaries.
A more decent wage, as we say.
More decent wages. So we are balancing it, that it's not like just a bad thing. Because even in mechanization, in some instances, we have made the research.
But the question is, perhaps there'll be a few of those who are skilled enough to work with the technology, and the majority will be left out in the cold. But as you said, it is a catch-22. There are good sides and bad sides to it. But those are just some of the issues that we'll have to look into. I'm going to interrupt you and cut you short because unfortunately we have run out of time. But do not worry, my colleagues are standing by. I know that Aldrin St-Pierre is here, Vuyo Mvoko is also here. They'll be keeping a close watch on proceedings, not only from today all the way up until Thursday, as we take a closer look at the Congress of South African Trade Unions, the 12th National Congress here in Midrand. We leave it there, at least for now. Thank you so much. It's all from me. Valen is standing by. In no time, she'll be bringing us the latest with regard to the sports awards that took place yesterday. But for now, it's goodbye. God bless.